to you in the very first session itself over the next 3 hours. Now, all of those resources will be shared with all of you on the call itself towards the end of the session. And along with that, we will be sharing a link to all of the AI tools that you should be going ahead and exploring, a platform that is going to help you stay updated with all the different AI tools. And we are also going to be giving you a curated list of prompts library, which has more than 300 plus prompts inside of it. And in the very first session, you're going to be learning the importance of prompt engineering and prompts in general. And this resource is going to be absolutely mind-blowing once you have it. But we are going to be sharing that towards the end of this session. Is that clear? The mid bonus and the end of session bonus, drop in a thumbs up or give me a thumbs up as a reaction if this is clear for all of you. Wonderful. Wonderful. Now, I see that most of the people are in the session already. So are you all ready to meet your very first mentor? Drop in ready on the chat. On the chat, drop in ready if you are ready to meet your very first mentor. And like I said, the chat is on hosts and panelists. And I am able to see all of your messages at this point of time, even if you feel you are not able to see them. Wonderful. I'm loving the energy that all of you are putting in. Now, what I want all of you to do as I hand this over to our very first mentor is I want to go ahead and introduce the very first mentor that we have for all of you. And I want you to take a guess on the chat box if you are able to guess who is your very first mentor, right? And the reason why it is important for everybody to understand his story before meeting him is because his story is absolutely inspirational. It tells us that if we have the drive, we can go ahead and achieve our dreams, because he's someone who comes from a small town in Orissa called Barampur. And if you are getting a sense of who he is, drop it in on the chat. I can see that some of you are getting his name right and some of you are getting it wrong, but he's not someone who made it to any of these premium colleges or universities like IITs and IIMs. He studied in a regular engineering college. But unlike all of the other students in engineering colleges, during his college itself, he started two different companies as a hustler, and through these companies, he was able to go ahead and clear his college debt as well. Post-college, he went on to go ahead and work with companies like Uber and helped scale Uber in multiple cities across India and also worked on LATAM growth. Now I see more and more people getting the name right. Wonderful. And for those of you who still are not getting it right, after Uber, he went on to join this company called Klook and scaled the revenue of Klook from 5 million all the way up to 25 million USD in just 1 year. And then something tremendous happened when COVID hit the globe. He got laid off, and then he realized the power of upskilling and he realized the power of education, and he went on to start a company which eventually got funded by marquee investors like Sequoia and Owl Ventures. Now I see more and more people getting the name right. Well, for all of the people who are still getting the name wrong, your first mentor has over 1 million plus followers on Instagram, 500,000 followers on LinkedIn, 100K on YouTube, and presence all across social media. And all of these platforms are today being used to educate people. And I will give you all one final clue, and I would want all of you to put in the name because I know you will get it right now. Your first mentor of the AI Mastermind has also been invited to podcasts with some of the largest creators like Raj Shamani of the world, and all of his podcasts have close to 5 million plus views as of today. Yes, you all have seen the podcast, didn't you? drop in a me or drop in boom if you have seen the podcast that we are talking about. Boom on the chat. And you folks are absolutely right. We brought in WebHub Sysinity for the very first session to get you all started on the journey of generative AI. Drop in boom on the chat as I put the spotlight on WebHub. I am loving the reactions that are coming
My
in.
goodness. What is happening? Oh my God. The chats are absolutely blowing up. Guys, super excited to be here and very excited for the opportunity of talking to so many people. Wow, 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 wow. Looks like a lot of people have seen the podcast as well. And thanks for all the hype up as well. Folks, very excited to host all of you people on the first session. When the team told me that the number of people who are coming in for the session and what they're trying to do and everything around it, I was very excited to do this session as well. So without further ado, somebody is like, is this WebHub's clone? No, it is not my AI clone. I am there in real flesh. You want me to cut my blood and show you? Uh, but anyways, that is where we are. Awesome, guys. With that being said, let us just get started. Funny if I could control the chat. With so many messages coming, I just can't focus on teaching. So I
I've just
would
react.
love for it to. Awesome. So guys, I'm gonna turn off the chat because I get distracted very, very easily. Okay. And what I'm gonna also do is, I'm gonna control the reactions a little because there also I do get, distracted a little. So I don't want to be distracted. You guys are very good with distracting me. So that's what I want to avoid. Okay. With that being said, very excited to have all of you people. Uh, Today is the first day and the session one. I don't usually do the session, but I thought maybe I should because the team was like, Vaibhav, you have to do it, right? So here we are. Let us get started. So I'm going to quickly share my screen as we get started. Give me a second. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Drop a yes in the chat if you guys can see my screen. Yes, 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 yes. My audio is clear. My video is clear. Everything is all right. Just checking as well. Okay, let's make the audio even better if possible. All right, all right, all right, all right. Whatever reason today, but looks like the audio is pretty clear. Funny, audio is all good?
Oh, yes, it's absolutely clear.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, is it better now? The audio?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, sorry. I just switched to the mic. That's what I wanted to. See, this is why I ask all these questions. And a lot of you people might be wondering that, hey, why can't you prep this up before? You can't. It's not possible. You have to do it live to get feedback from people. All right, folks. I wanted to get started by driving in the journey that you need to know. I I've seen millions of people go through this experience that Outskill has put together, right? And I can tell you one thing for a fact. I've been in education for quite some time. I've been at work for quite some time. I don't think there's anything more impactful than this 2 days mastermind that has been put together, especially when it comes to AI. It's absolutely insane. There is no way that you can actually go and buy this anywhere else because the way it is put together is actually just perfect. So I truly believe it's going to be most impactful 2 days of your life. And it is even more impactful if you are a business founder, startup founder, or a solopreneur. I can see a lot of polls already, right? A lot of you guys have already answered the poll of who you are. And it's very interesting to see that we have people from all over who are attending. But if you're a business owner and startup founder or a solopreneur, what can you do after this 2 days of mastermind? Well, you can implement AI in your business and literally unlock a unfair advantage, a 10x multiplier of an unfair advantage for sure right after this 2 day mastermind because it is so incredibly powerful. It touches every corner of generative AI and it's very, very practical. There is not a lot of gyan involved in this, right? So business owners, startup founders, solopreneurs or freelancers, you're up for a treat. But it's not just for these people. It's also incredible, actually even more powerful for working professionals and students, right? These are people with AI coming in. All of us are paranoid, right? Because we know for a fact over and over course of time, we are getting convinced ourselves that AI is going to take over jobs. How do you actually win in a world where AI is taking over? How do you actually grow faster in an AI first world when 90% of the people will actually lose jobs? It is by using AI in the right way. And that is how this whole program has been designed. This will leapfrog you at least like 6 months to 1 year ahead of anybody else around you. That is how this 2 days program is designed. And no matter who you are, business founder, startup founder, solopreneur, freelancer, working professional, student, or someone who wants to move from being a working professional or a student, that is a working category, to a founder category, it will also help you to get there really, really fast. These 2 days are going to be probably the most impactful 2 days that you've seen in the last few years, if not your life. And I can guarantee you that, right? With that being said, AI is for all. If you guys are wondering when you're on the session, is this program for me? Because I don't know how to write code, and artificial intelligence is supposed to be for software engineers. It is not. It is for everyone. And this program is designed for everyone. It doesn't matter if you can write code or you cannot write code. If you're a software engineer or you're not a software engineer, this program is for everyone, and you don't need to know how to write code to understand anything about it. In fact, you can understand 100% of it, even if you don't know how to write code, because it's designed for people like you and me who don't know how to write code. Okay? That is because AI is for all. So, who here wants to win in the AI first world? You can drop a me in the chat or drop a heart emoji as well. I want to know how many of you are here who wants to win in the AI first world. Look at those chats. Like, the chats are absolutely blowing. You can see the reactions kind of going absolutely bonkers. A few people are laughing at themselves thinking that, no, I don't think I can win in the AI first world either. But yeah, looks like most of you people are game and want to win in the AI first world. Now, let me tell you one thing for certain, okay? All of you guys need to give your 100% over the course of next 2 days for you to win in the AI first world. Now, as you said that, yes, I'm going to take it. I'm going to be the winner. I'm going to give my 100%. 77.5% of you people just lied. Out of thousands of people who said, yes, I'm going to give my 100% over the course of next 2 days, 77.5% of you people just lied. And let me tell you why I say that. The reason why I say that is because we have seen millions attend this program so far. Millions. And only 23.5% of the people make it till the end, because it is exhaustive, because it will push you to your limits, and only 23.5% of you people will make it to the end. And I know this for a fact because, we have seen this over and over again. You see, nothing in life comes easy. And if you want to win in the AI first world, you have to put in that time and effort and that urge to give up. Because this program, finishing this 2-day program, is bloody hard. It's not for everyone. While most of you people are like, no, Vaibhav, we are super motivated, and I can tell you for a fact that I'm going to be there for the all 2 days, learning everything that each and every mentor is going to give me so that I'm going to leapfrog from everyone. While you think like that, it's a matter of time. Because you know what? Very soon, after learning a few things, you'll feel that cognitive overload. Oh my God, there's so much happening. I need to take a break. I need to take a rest. I'm going to chill out right now. It's a weekend anyways, right? And a few people would lie yourself saying that I have learned enough and I don't need more. You see, these are all tricks that our mind plays with us. Every time we push ourselves, our mind tells us it's enough. We can take rest. It's like the gym day. You pay for the gym. You go to the gym for the first 3-4 days, and then you get muscle soreness. And you tell yourself, because my muscle is sore, I'm going to go join next week. And you know what? That next week never comes. It is the same thing here. It is the game of survival of the fittest. And let's see how many of you guys can make it and how many of you can win over this game. Because a lot of you people will also make yourself believe that you could do this later. It is not important right now. In my job, nobody is using AI. So I don't need to do it. So I don't have to spend this weekend here. I could do something else. I can play pickleball with my friends. These are all reasons that you can give yourself, that you'll give yourself, and you will tell yourself You can do it later. Basically, what you will do, a lot of you people will do, is that you will let your distractions take over your ambition. Everybody is ambitious. Everybody wants to win in the world, but not everybody does win. Because a lot of people let their distractions take over their ambition. Because they end up convincing themselves that something else is more important. While it is not, you know it, but you convince yourself and try to skip it. You see, I know all of you guys are creative enough to give yourself reasons on why not to work hard. And these 2 days is going to be super hard work. And you know, it is so easy. If we were on a offline setup, it is a lot of effort to actually get up and leave because you're respectful to people. So you'll wait for the session to end. But because it's a freaking Zoom session, you'll click 2 buttons and you're out. Nobody can hold you. That is what makes it even more impactful. Can you not give up? Can you let distractions not take over your ambition? Let us see what will happen, because you're just 2 clicks away from losing the game. Guess what? Like, as I think a lot about all of this, right? While I've been telling these people that it's not easy and people who stay till the end are actually true winners in the right sense. Guess what? If you can't stay till the end, it's fine. It's absolutely fine, because you know what? Not everyone has what it takes to win. They think they want to win. Having an urge to win is not enough. Not everybody has what it takes to win. There's a reason why a few people win and most of people don't. And it's fine. Now, if any of you guys are offended by listening to this, Vaibhav, what the hell, man? Like, are you kidding me? I have everything that it takes to win. Well, I think 77.5% of you don't, and I'm being very upfront about it because this is data telling me. I believe in data. And based on the last 6 months of data is what I'm saying. About 4 million people data, I'm telling you 77.5% people give up at some point of time. And only 22 odd percent stay till the end. I really hope all you 100% of you people prove me wrong and you guys end up becoming winners, because that is what I would be very happy about, right? But I wanted to give you a heads up about this. So who here in the group has what it takes to become a winner? Drop a comment winner in the chat, and this chat is for you guys. It's not for me. It's for you guys. It's a reminder set by you people to yourself. You're telling yourself that I'm a winner and I'm going to do everything possible to win. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. With that being said, let us zoom out right now. Now that I've told you what it takes, it's been some time. I really hope everybody has joined in, right? Now that everybody has joined in, let us get started with this madness of generative AI. Okay. Now, before I start teaching about the concepts, I see 2 kinds of people majorly here, right? One are either entrepreneurs. I mean, as I told you, right? Entrepreneurs are people who are running a startup, running a business, or are freelancer consultants. The other set of people are working professionals, or people who want to be working professionals, who want to get the most out of AI. And the third category of people that I'm seeing in this audience are hustlers who are trying to do both, right? They already are working for a full-time job and are also kind of trying to start something on their own, which I have full respect for, and you guys are hustlers. Now, let me talk to each one of you people for the next 5 minutes and talk about the landscape of generative AI, what you should do, what you should move towards before we start that journey as well, so that there is some direction for all of you people, right? Now, let me talk to all the working professionals out there, people who are in jobs or who want to do jobs going forward. These are some scary times. I don't remember in the last 15 years of remembering my life, it was this scary for people who were doing jobs. Yes, there were recessions here and there and whatnot, but it was not something that broke our heads, right? But with AI coming picture, it's a very, very different ball game for people who are specially working professionals. And I'll tell you why. Because until today, everybody of us have been optimizing our careers or our lives to do something called as one thing, which is specialists. Okay. What is specialist? People have told you that you have to be very, very good with the job that you're doing so that you keep climbing the ladder. Let's say you're in marketing. You started as associate marketing, associate as a junior associate. Then you become a senior associate. Then you probably become a manager, senior manager, lead, head of marketing, and so on. That's the ladder that we have always climbed, right? And it's the same for marketing designers, software engineers, data analysts, sales and accounting, operations, and everything around it. This is what we've been told. Become a great specialist. Become really good with one small thing. That is how you win. You know what? AI is changing that landscape. Almost, most of the specialist jobs over the course of next 2 to 3 years will cease to exist because the best specialist today in a way that is getting up to is actually AI. And you know what? When most of the specialist jobs will cease to exist, what will happen is AI will actually take over 4 out of 5 jobs out there. And it started to happen already. You have seen TCS laying off people. You've seen Oracle yesterday laying off like tens of thousands of people. You've seen Microsoft, you've seen Google. There's a lot of silent layoffs happening all over the place. And a lot of times people kind of hide it. Like the TCS CEO said, oh, no, it was not because of AI, but because of skill gap. What is skill gap? You have to think through the lines. Of course, a lot of people will tell themselves, no, everybody who's saying this is a lie, it's all fine. Of course, if you want to listen to lies and tell yourself lies, it's a different story altogether. But the reality is AI will take 4 out of 5 jobs. And you guys know it deep inside. And it is already starting to happen. Hundreds of thousands of people, lakhs of people have already lost jobs already. If you go to SF, right? I was there some time back. You throw a stone, it will hit someone who has lost a job recently. That is how bad US is. And it's slowly moving to India right now with TCS, Oracle, and everybody else doing the same thing as well. Right? And this news is all over the place. In fact, Microsoft recently put up an article of 40 jobs that AI can do and it will replace you with, and 40 jobs it can't. All the 40 jobs that AI can replace you with are all jobs related to using computers. Software engineer, data scientists, marketers, copywriters, finance, auditing, all those roles exist in the jobs that AI will replace. And you know what? They also put up a list of 40 jobs that AI cannot replace. And you know what that was? It was like become a nurse, become a plumber, things like that, which had hard physical labor. And this is a report by Microsoft based on the Copilot data that they're seeing. So it's crazy. It is happening. And it's important that we know about what's happening and take steps towards it. Because 80% of the work, when 4 out of 5 jobs will go away, who will do all these jobs? How will AI do this job? AI is just chat GPT, right? It's not AI that will do the job. It's something called as AI agents that will do the job, which is like a human powered by AI, but it's not a human. It's a computer program, right? And they can literally do what you're doing 24/7 without taking a break, 100 times more efficient, probably 10 times faster as well. And the cost, barely 1/100th of a human being. That is AI agents, and AI agents are going to take up most of the jobs, actually 80% of the jobs by 2030. But what actually are AI agents? Well, AI agents essentially have the ability to do everything that you're doing on a computer today. And you're going to see that today and tomorrow as well on how powerful AI agents have already become. People don't see this outside. They can work at superhuman speeds, work for 24/7 almost for free. Now, with all this being said, I told you that 4 out of 5 jobs will go away. AI agents will do most of the jobs. With all this happening, with 80% of the workforce literally vanishing out of thin air, there is one rise of new job that will happen. There could be a few new jobs that could come up, but I know for a fact there'll be one kind of job that will definitely come up. And that new job that I'm talking about is something called as AI generalist. And I want every one of you people to drop a comment AIG, AI generalist in the chat. I want you to remember this word. AIG in the chat, guys. There's a reason why I'm asking you. This is probably the most important slide that you will see probably in your life. I can't guarantee you, but I truly believe it is. This is the same recommendation, suggestion that I give my brothers, that I give my family, that I give my friends. Level up to become something called as AI generalist. Okay. Now, what is AI generalists? I see a few people literally throwing abuse words in the chat, right? I have a question for all those people, right? Like I sometimes wonder how do these people actually think back of their heads? How can they be like so, pathetic that you drop cuss words in the chat, knowing that someone on the other side will be reading it just because you have a fake name. I really hope you do well in your life, but not like this. Okay. Now, what is AI generalists? AI generalists are those people who can solve problems using AI. Now you'll be like, Vaibhav, isn't that what all of us do on an everyday level? Yes, you do. We are all hired to solve a specific job. But AI generalists are those who can solve problems using AI, because when you start solving problems with AI, you can solve problems 10 times faster, 100 times faster. You can literally do a job of 10 different people at once if you are a very, very strong person who understands business and also someone who understands how to use AI to solve problems. And those people are called as AI generalists. Now, AI generalist is a full stack problem solver who has a deep understanding of how AI works, what are all the AI models out there, and which AI model to use where. It's not those people who use chat GPT and they say that I know how to use AI. Listen, my dad also can get AI to write a poem for himself. It doesn't make him an AI generalist. Neither does it make it to you. It is sad to see that most of the people think AI is chat GPT. It is not. Okay. AI generalists are those who have deep understanding of AI, how AI models work, and which AI model to use where. And based on all this knowledge, they're able to build solutions to solve problems using AI. And that is what an AI generalist does. You see, a core specialist is going to look something like this. Let's say you're a tech professional, right? You will see tech skill set to be the highest, like a software engineer here. But other skills, it's going to be 1 out of 10 for rest of them. You know a little bit of business. You know what product management is. You know what data is. This is how a core specialist, in this case, a software engineer looks like. But you know what? For you to become a generalist, this is how your skill set is supposed to look like. No matter how good you are with the skill set that you are very good with, that is your specialist skills, you have to build parallel skill sets like understanding data, understanding product, understanding design, understanding marketing, understanding business management, and understanding everything. So a generalist is someone who understands everything, if not 10 out of 10, 7 out of 10. And you'll be like, Vaibhav, it is impossible for me to know everything. How a single human can know everything? You can, by using AI to speed up your learning across the board as well. So, with talking about generalist, a lot of people might think that, oh, so this is for people who are just joining jobs, right? No, this is for all the people, no matter the years of experience you have. And it's a very, very important thing. And the reason why I'm spending so much time on this is because you are very fresh in minds. And I want you to know where is the future heading so that tomorrow you will remember this, take action on this, and you actually win. That is, and you will remember my name and outskill as well if that happens. And that is my ambition here of me sharing all of this with you. So if you're someone with 10 to 20 years of experience, I want to be very frank with all of you people. This is the people with 10 to 20 years of experience, and also actually people with 3 to 9 years of experience. It's going to be an absolute garbage show for most of you people over the course of next 2 years. And I'll tell you why. People with higher experience are more expensive. It is expensive for companies to hire you. And you know what? It is very, very hard for any company to work with someone who doesn't understand AI either. So people with a lot of years of experience are already expensive. They come with this baggage of things they have done in the past, which was very helpful before. In the non-AI era, they were getting paid a lot of money because of the experience they had. But today, that experience could lead to slowdown of a business. Because you want fresh thinking, you want AI first thinking, and you don't want 100 managers anymore. You probably need 10 extremely smart managers who are AI first. And if a company wants to cut costs, they will cut people who are expensive first. That is what happened with TCS. That is what happened with Oracle. That is what happened with Microsoft. That is what is happening with Google. Everybody is cutting this layer of people. Nobody wants to fire someone with 2, 3 years of experience. Very, very unlikely for that to happen. People want to fire people with more than 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 years of experience. And the only way to survive this firing streak is to be part of the top 10%. And how can you be part of the 10% if you're someone with more than 3 to 5 years of experience or 10, 15, 20 years of experience. The only way for that to happen is by you becoming the smartest person with respect to AI in your team. If you are the go-to person with respect to AI in your team, nobody would want to touch you because every company wants to get AI people to come and run their show. So it's crazy for people with a lot of years of experience. But if you level up to become an AI generalist, your game is going to be different. You're going to have an unfair advantage, right? People with more than years of experience, because someone with 10 to 20 years of experience, you essentially will be people manager. You guys will be doing AI strategy. And under you will be a lot of other AI generalists working as well. So for you to manage a team of AI generalists, you have to be an AI generalist yourself. For people with more than 10 years of experience, right? Now, for people for 3 to 9 years of experience, you guys will be AI generalists yourself. You will be doing stuff, you will be doing things on the ground, doing all the action. You guys will be managing AI agents and everything. So you guys will have to level up to become an AI generalist so that you can actually truly solve problems. And for people with less than 1 to 3 years of experience, well, learn to get an unfair advantage because 95% around you have no idea about it. But no matter the years of experience, AI generalist is the way to go. Because you see, the companies so far have operated like this today. This is from the World Economic Forum's report called as Future of Work. And this is how the teams used to look like. There were a few generalists, founder was a generalist, and majorly there were specialists in the team. But it is evolving to something like this, where there's a generalist on the top, and under them you can see the dark one are basically generalists. The line designs are basically specialists. You see how the future, most of the specialists have vanished. There are only 2 specialists. Most of them are generalists, and 80% of the people are AI agents. These bots that you see are basically AI agents. So it is an era for generalists right now. So it's very important for you guys to level up, and it's an era for AI employees as well. 80% of the employees are going to be AI employees. Again, this is from a report by World Economic Forum. It's called Future of Work. You can read the report as well. This is not me making stuff up or thinking that, oh, Vaibhav is trying to scare us. There is no reason for me to scare any of you people, right? So this is how the whole equation is built. But there's a massive opportunity that I foresee that I want to talk about as well. The massive opportunity that I'm talking about is in consulting. If you're a working professional, there are thousands of companies out there who are looking for help with AI. If you are a working professional and you're an AI generalist yourself, you could use that skill set to get into consulting or freelancing while working for a full-time job as well. And the smartest people have already started doing this, but they're not telling you. I know people who are making literally tens of lakhs of rupees per month while doing a full-time job by just consulting with companies. I also know people who started consulting in parallel while doing a job. Of course, you should do your best in your job as well. You can use your weekends to do consulting, right? People started like that and now have become full-time consultants. And this has happened in my team as well. And people are making literally insane money because there are very few people who understand business, who understand AI. This Venn diagram where you see the unified layer, right? A very small fraction of people who both understand AI and business. And if you are one of those people, someone with 2, 3, 4 years of experience minimum, where you have some understanding of your industry and you have deep understanding of AI, you can basically like go crazy with consulting, literally be able to work with 5 different companies parallelly while telling them, I'm not asking you to lie them, by telling them that you are working for 5 different companies. And that is the rise of gig economy that's happening right now. It's a golden era for all the people who can actually tap into this opportunity. Guys, let me tell you this. In 3 years, everybody will be a generalist. They have to be if they want to survive. But you right now have a arbitrage window. Not everybody has realized this. And I'm telling you the story because I want you guys to realize this. So it's a golden era for people who can become an AI generalist right now. And because you can use that knowledge to become a consultant or a freelancer and make 10 times more money. It's an absolute arbitrage. Now, working professionals have spoken to you. Chill out for 2 minutes. Let me talk to entrepreneurs and hustlers. You already know how the future of teams are going to look like. Most of your team are going to be generalists and essentially AI generalists. And the other people are majorly going to be AI agents. If you don't know as a leader how to run a company with AI agents, how to be an AI journalist yourself, you cannot ever get your team to rally and become AI first. Companies that are AI first will have an unfair advantage over the course of next 2-3 years. So if you want to win with looking at the teams where most of them are AI agents, you are working professionals, you have to level up to become truly an AI journalist yourself as a founder. And you cannot outsource this. A lot of founders, you see, reach out to me. A lot of entrepreneurs reach out to me or running this multi-billion dollar companies, right? Saying, can I hire someone? I keep telling them, it's not about hiring. Of course you can hire, but you as a leader, if you're not a AI native person, you can never build a company which is AI native. It's not possible. So founders, level up, consultants, level up, freelancers, level up, because, and there are these hiring boards that I keep seeing, right, where you can literally hire AI agents as employees as well. And frankly, there's never been a better time to be an entrepreneur because, the time that takes from idea to launch, from launching to get your first $1 million, from first $1 million to becoming a unicorn has considerably reduced because of AI. In fact, I can tell you about the company that I run, right? We have grown 10x while the costs have only grown 2x. As a result, we have become very profitable right now purely because of AI. Right? So that's the power and that's the promise of AI. It doesn't matter what kind of company you're learning. It could be early stage, mid stage, late stage, consultant, the kind of companies like product-based, service-based, software and tool, traditional businesses. It doesn't matter the kind of businesses you're running. AI is here for you to win. In fact, we are living in times where there's going to be a rise for all the consultants and working professionals also out there who want to get into building something of your own. We are in times where single person unicorns or $1 billion company is a reality. Hear this out.
Smaller teams, thanks to these tools and these technologies, are going to be able to do so much more. Is that a trend you're seeing from the startups growing around y'all in Cerebral Valley?
We're going to see 10-person billion-dollar companies pretty soon, like billion-dollar valuations. And the thing that in my little group chat with my tech CEO friends, there's this betting pool for the first year that there's a one-person billion-dollar company, which would have been unimaginable without AI, and now will happen.
I'm so happy you said that because I literally just.
Vaibhav, you're on mute. Vaibhav, you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Guys, can you tell me who is this person on the chat? Yes. Incredible. Everybody knows who Sam Altman is, the OG, of course, right? Well, you just heard the OG speak. You just heard Sam Altman tell you what is the future. So who am I? Guys, everything that I'm telling you right now are not my thoughts. These are thoughts coming from really large people who have been there and done that as well.
Wrote that.
Right? With that being said, what I'm trying to get to is no matter who you are, you need to become a rockstar AI generalist to win in the AI first world. You could be an entrepreneur, you could be a working professional, or you could be someone who is doing both. So, want to know what you need to learn to become an AIG? How many of you guys want to get started with the journey of AIG? Drop a comment AIG in the chat. AIG in the chat. Incredible. Somebody is like, can we actually get started with teaching? Guys, I have a question for all of you people. What I just ran you through, is it teaching or is it not teaching? Is it not important for you guys to know what is the right thing to do in the future? Or should we just jump into how to use ChatGPT? What is more important? Absolutely. And funny, you can see the people, right, who are abusing in the chat. Kick them out. In fact, take a screenshot of their names. Let's make a LinkedIn post and tag their LinkedIns also. Okay. And put their messages as well, because it's unbelievable how few people are just abusing in the chat. It's very bad mindset of people, and let's expose them. I think that will be a great thing to do. right? Awesome. Let's get right inside of it. Guys, let me give you the roadmap to become a AI generalist right now. It's 5 levels. The level 1 is the foundation. What is the foundation? On level 1, to become an AI generalist, you need to know how to communicate or how to talk with AI the right way. And that comes with something called as prompting. And just knowing prompting is not enough. You see, on an everyday level, you do a lot of skills, lot of things in your job. Make a list of them and mention what are the ones that you don't enjoy doing. And use those things and find relevant AI tools for that. So if there are 10 things that you do on an everyday level, which eats up 60% of your time and you don't enjoy doing that, how can you find AI tools that can do the job that you don't enjoy doing? And when you find all these AI tools, and I'm going to show you how to find them as well today, that is what allows you to build something called as the AI toolkit. That is level 1, the foundations. Learn how to talk to AI and build your kick-ass AI toolkit. Now that you've gone through the foundations of level 1, level 2 is all about something called as a workflow architect. What you go here is you go beyond of simple prompts. And what you build is actually advanced prompting. And you go into workflows in this case. You use technologies and frameworks like MCP to, in a way, automate the tasks that AI tools were doing before into workflows so that they can be done in a much better way, much faster way. It's essentially on level 2, you master everything related to text and AI in level 1 and level 2. That is the workflows here. Whatever you did in level 1 in foundations, in level 2, you automate that with workflows to get better outputs. Then now that you have done with level 1 and level 2, on level 3, you jump deep into things beyond of text, like images, video, audio, and all of this is possible with artificial intelligence today, and that is called the creator playground. And as an AI generalist, you might think, why do I need to know about images and videos? You need to, because AIG is all about being a problem solver, and problems don't come in only text. It could come in any format. As a result, you need to learn everything that is out there. So level 3 is the creator's playground. Next comes the advanced levels, which is level 4. Level 4 is the agent builder. You see, the future of work is all about AI agents, and we know about this. So you need to learn how to build your own AI, how to build your own AI agents, how to build your own automations using AI, and how to manage AI agents so that you can get your work done. You saw that futures of team thing, right? One person has a bunch of AI agents under them. That is what I'm talking about, and that is called as the agent builder level, which is level 4. How can you learn? How can you use AI agents? How can you build your AI agents? How can you set up automations so that things can happen on the go and you have the full power and control? With level 4 done, level 5 is all about productizing all these problem statements and solutions into full-fledged products. And that is called as the vibe coder. Well, you don't need to write a single line of code today to be able to build products. But with the right tools, with just text, you can build extensive products. In fact, we're going to show you a few of the products that are built by people just like you and me by end of today. Okay? But that is level 5 where you end up becoming a vibe coder. So guys, feel free to take a screenshot of this. This is the roadmap to become an AI generalist. If you go through this journey, you will become indispensable, and that is my guarantee. With that being said, to become an AI generalist, again, I want to reiterate this. It doesn't matter if you can code or if you cannot code. Because a lot of times when we talk about AI, right, people think that, wait, I cannot code. Maybe I cannot leverage AI. That is not what I'm talking about. AI generalist doesn't need to know how to write code. If you know how to write code, that is fine. But even if you don't know how to write code, there is no problem. You can do as well as someone who can write code in this era of becoming an AI generalist. With that being said, becoming an AI generalist is not a destination. It is a journey. And in this journey, right, the toughest part is actually going from 0 to 1. That is the toughest part of this journey. And that's exactly why Outskill has built this 2-day AI mastermind. This is exactly what the mastermind has been built for. So here's a promise from our end. Tomorrow, we will unlock a fully detailed roadmap. Right now, I showed you that level 1 to level 5, right? Tomorrow, I'm going to come again. Yes, tomorrow's first session is by me. I'm going to come back again and I'm going to give you a full detailed roadmap and I'm going to run through that. Right now, I simplified the roadmap because if I show you the detailed roadmap with all the fancy words, you will get paranoid saying, oh my God, what is happening? But there is nothing to be paranoid. Tomorrow, I'm going to show you everything of the full detailed roadmap so that you can get started and continue your journey as well. And by the way, we will also give you that roadmap tomorrow, end of the day. The roadmap will not be emailed, will only be given to people who are on the call tomorrow. Okay. Today, we're going to learn the foundations and everything around it so that you understand what the roadmap is. And tomorrow we will give you the roadmap. So don't miss out on tomorrow's session either. Now, with that being said, I told you this mastermind is designed to help you to become 0 to 1. As we got started, I told you about the opportunity. I told you what is scary in the world and how you can win in the AI first world. And that is to become an AI generalist, no matter who you are, working professional, a hustler, or an entrepreneur. And I showed you a high-level roadmap on how to become an AI generalist. Now, I also told you that this mastermind is designed to help you to get from 0 to 1. Are you guys ready to get started with the journey of becoming an AI generalist where we go from 0 to 1 today and tomorrow? I promise you all the theory is over right now. It's all about execution. AIG in the chat if you guys are ready. Love it. And I'm loving the heart emojis as well. I'm loving the celebration emojis as well. Incredible. We are gonna get started with our journey of becoming an AI generalist. See, if you want to get started with your journey, that is the 0 to 1 journey, which is the toughest part of the journey because most of the people don't know how to get started. It is very, very hard for people to get started because they don't have a direction. And that is why we put this together in this way. For you to crack your journey of becoming a 0 to 1, you need to know how generative AI works, obviously, right? Next, you need to learn how to talk to these AI models, which models to use where, and building the AI toolkit. Guys, by end of this session, you will learn about more than 20 different incredible AI tools and where to use which tool in the right way. Okay? Now, how to talk to this AI models in the right way. Like I told you, it's very important for you to get a sense of how to talk to this AI models in the right way. And the first thing that I want to talk about is about prompting. Prompting is an art on how you can talk with AI. Now, a lot of people give a lot of words. One is prompt engineering, one is instruction engineering, one is context engineering. All these are fancy words for the same thing. That is how you can talk to AI in the right way to get the best results out. And you know what? There are multiple prompting techniques. Feel free to take a screenshot of this and you can read about them later. Like zero shot, few shot, chain of thought, tree of thought, diverse prompting, self-refine, tabular chain of thought, a bunch of prompting techniques out there. Obviously, we don't have the time to go through each of the prompting techniques right now in the first session. So I wanted to teach you one prompting technique that is usually the best for most of you people. And we at Outskill call it the magic prompt formula. Let's say hypothetically, right? You want to get AI to write an email to 10,000 subscribers, inviting them for the generative AI workshop. You want to invite people to the generative AI workshop. As a result, you want to get AI to write an email. So how do most of us write? We go to ChatGPT, right? Of course, we are using GPT-5 right now because GPT-5 is up, right? I'm going to set it to auto or instant is also fine, which gives me an answer right away. And I'm going to say, write an email to invite 10K email subscribers of mine to the generative AI workshop happening next weekend. Okay. Something like this, right? We write a prompt like this. And these days, AI is smart enough to give us a pretty good answer actually. And here it comes. It gives me a few subject lines. And here comes the email. Grab the seat for the next weekend tools, workshops and prompts. Hi Webham, next weekend I'm running a live generative AI workshop. I built it for people in da. In 2 days, you'll learn all of this. You'll also get this and all this stuff has come in, right? It knows what we want. But you know what? We need the emails to do really well. And this is something everybody does. And if I want the email to get better, a lot better than what we are seeing right now, you have to write a very good prompt. A good prompt looks something like this. It has multiple things inside of it. There is something called as role. There is something called as objective. There is something called as instruction, and there is something called as data. Let me show you how a good prompt looks like. Okay. Let's go to ChatGPT again. In fact, I'll increase the size of the font here. And here is how I will write a prompt. The first line that you see is you are an expert. Instead of writing just one line, this is how I wrote the prompt right now, which has few aspects to it: role, task, instruction, and data. Let me explain you what each one of them are. The first line that I write is, you are an experienced email copywriter who has written for brands like Ogilvy or whatever, or Uber or Netflix, right? When you write something like this, AI, instead of writing like a regular writer, reads about or thinks about how people at Uber used to write emails, how people at Netflix write emails, how people at brands like Ogilvy write email, and bring that skill set. So the quality of email significantly goes up. Then this is the role. The role of the AI right now that I've assigned is, I can literally say role here. The role that I've assigned to AI is, you're an experienced email copywriter. So it thinks like an experienced email copywriter. Then I give a task. The task is to write a launch email of the new workshop of Outskill. Write an email inviting people who have signed up for the workshop by Web of Sissinthi. This is the instructions, literally how we wrote it before, right? This is the task. Then I don't stop here. I give it some instruction as well. These are the instructions slash data. Right? What I'm saying is, I'm giving it a little more detail on who my users are. Make sure the copy is over the top fun and designed to resonate with an audience of 25 plus years. I'm giving it data about my users. Focus a lot on users who are working in marketing, tech, product, and design roles, and how this workshop will be helpful for them. Talk about other interesting things that will be covered as well, like hacks, tools, prompt collection as bonuses. And I finally say, include a review of someone who has done this session and called it no-brainer as well. So what did we do here, guys? We expanded the prompt and gave more context to AI, where we told AI on how to act like, which is the role. We gave the task. We also gave a lot of instruction and data so that AI knows who is this email written for. This is what constitutes to be a very good prompt. And when you use a prompt like this, guess what? You will actually get a much better output. Your generative AI workshop is here and it's wild. Hey, first name, this is it, the big one. Your invite to Outskills Generative AI workshop with Web of Sissinthi has landed. I've been tinkering with ChatGPT and wondering, how do I actually use this at work? And this workshop is the one that you've been waiting for. Here's what's included: AI for role, marketers, product folks, designers, techies, the secret sauce, the testimonial, and the details. Guys, don't you think this is like a 10x output than what we got last time? The last output was bland. Drop a heart if you think this email response that we got is much better than the last one where we gave one line. That is the power of a great prompt. The language has changed. The direction has changed. The output has fundamentally changed. And that is what a good prompt can do. And that is what is called as the magic prompt formula. Right? It has role, it has a task, it has instructions, and it has data. Feel free to take a screenshot of this. This is the new prompting structure that I want you guys to think about when you're talking with AI the next time. Now, while we got an email to be written by AI, can we also get AI to write us super personalized cold emails? We just got AI to write us a simple email right now. But what if we want to write a cold email? Let's say you are looking for a job at Swiggy and you want to write a personalized cold email to the founder of Swiggy, requesting him for a job. Now, a good cold email has a lot of information. You need to find the name of the founder. It would be great if you could include stuff like, hey, the recent Swiggy announcement, so that the founder feels that you have been reading about stuff about Swiggy. Maybe mention his social media as well. And you have to do all this research and then write an email. But today, with right prompting and the right tool, you can get AI to do the research yourself to write a cold email like this as well, right? For that, there are a bunch of tools that you can use, but my idea here is to show you a lot more tools that you can play with. One of the tools that you can use is called as Microsoft Copilot. It is completely free of cost to use. And when I write a prompt, something like this, write a cold email to the founder of Swiggy asking for a job as an AI generalist. Make sure the email is personalized with recent updates of Swiggy and something specific the founder said recently on social media. I'm literally saying mention the recent updates of Swiggy and something specific the founder said in social media. Make sure you read the internet before writing the email. Also find his email ID if possible. So I'm not only asking AI to write an email, but I'm asking it to do research on the person before it writes an email. And I'm using Microsoft Copilot right now. And folks, for all the people who are wondering, Webhub, can I get these prompts? Can I get list of all these tools? We will give you everything end of today. So end of this session, you will get links to all these tools and all the prompts as well for people who are on the call. Okay. I just say this, click on the send and look at this. It found the email IDs of Sri Harsha, who's the founder as well. And you can see this. It has ended up writing a lot of things. It has started to do research about them and everything around it. And it has got you email as well. So Copilot is free of cost. It can do research because it has access to the internet by default and can write super personalized cold emails. Now, if you want to do something even better, I prefer doing this with a tool called as Claude, because Claude reading internet, there is something called as web search that you can turn on here, is very agentic, right? When I send the same prompt on Claude, look how it handles the question. It understands the question. This is how AI agents work, guys. It understands the question and look at this. It is searching for web right now and it is literally thinking about who is the recent social media person. It read a bunch of articles right here about Sri Harsha. Then let me search about recent updates of Swiggy and Sri Harsha's recent social media. So we didn't even tell the name of the founder. First, it found the name of the founder. Now it is reading up the recent LinkedIn and Twitter posts of the founder. It read about them, right? And now it is reading about recent news of Swiggy, and it did that as well. And then it researched about Sri Harsha Majesty's email ID, which it just did a research, and finally ended up writing a super personalized email. Guys, insane in the chat, or like a heart emoji if you think this is insane. After AI did all this research, it ended up writing this personalized email. Look at this. It is literally talking about recent information that people spoke about. Right? That is the wild part about this. Yes? Sounds fun? Awesome. 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 All right. Now that you have got this, let us move on right now. Okay. Few people are saying the screen is blurred. I'm sorry if this funny, is the screen blurred?
It's not blurred on our end, Webhub. It might be blurred for a few people.
So folks, here's the reality, right? What happens a lot of times is because this is a Zoom, a lot of times, and this is completely live and it is Zoom, right? What happens a lot of time is because of all the processing, if your internet is not very strong, or if your computer is not able to manage the load of the RAM Zoom needs, your screen will be slightly blurred. There's nothing much we can do about it. So that is why I keep zooming in the screen so the screen is large and you can consume the information in the right way. Okay, so this is how, there is nothing that we can do. And funny, you can tell me if the screen is getting blurred because of my internet. It should not be because I have very, very fast internet here. So it should not be the case, but yeah, sorry if the screen is slightly blurred for you people. There is nothing that I can do about it at this point of time. Right? Now that you've learned how to write super personalized cold emails using AI already, let's jump into the next part of it. I told you, as an AI generalist, you need to know which model to use where. So far, we played with ChatGPT, we played with Copilot, and we also played with a tool called as Claude. With ChatGPT, it's insane. All the three tools are free. ChatGPT is great for very instant tasks. Copilot is actually pretty good when it comes to anything related to internet as well. And Claude is the most superior out of all these three when it comes to anything related to writing. So you need to know which tool to use where. And I don't want to tell you which tool to use where. I will introduce you to all these tools and share the links of all these tools with you people. I want you to experiment and see what is that you like the most. Okay? With that being said, as an AI generalist, you need to know which model to use where as well. Very, very important. So let's jump into model exploration right now. So if you think about the most commonly used AI assistants out there, ChatGPT is very popular. Gemini by Google is also very, very popular. Claude, few people know about it. Not everybody knows it, but I showed you Claude on how it did agentic research. Very, very powerful, very, very good as well. There are assistants by Meta AI, which is Meta AI, which is on WhatsApp. You can see that. There is Copilot by Microsoft, which I just showed you. And Grok, which I'll show you going forward, is by who? Elon Musk. Yes, is by Elon Musk, which is called as XAI. And they also have an AI assistant called as Grok. Now, each of the companies that you can see, ChatGPT is by OpenAI, Claude is by a company called Anthropic, Gemini is by Google, Meta AI is obviously by Meta or Facebook, Copilot is by Microsoft, and Grok is by XAI. And these are all the regular models that they have. For example, ChatGPT right now has GPT-5. Claude has Claude Sonnet 4 and Opus 4.1, which are recent models, very powerful. Gemini's recent models are 2.5 Pro. Meta AI has Llama 4. Copilot right now has GPT-4 and GPT-5 via OpenAI, and Grok also recently released something called as Grok 4 AI models. Now, these are all models that you can use from AI assistants, and they work great. But for as an AI generalist, you need to know something. There are so many other AI models out there as well, beyond of just these AI models. Okay? And most of the people haven't even heard of it. You know what? There are a total of 480 plus AI models in the world. And to see these AI models, you can go to this platform called as Open Router. Right? Once you go to Open Router, again, we're going to share the links of all of this so you don't have to worry. If you go to models, right? You will be able to see right now there are 488 models. Now, your account could show 500 models, right? It depends on which country you are, which region you are, and they keep rolling out models slowly to multiple people. So the count that you could see is different. But in my account right now, at this point of time, I have 488 AI models. 488 AI models, guys. It's not even funny, right? But as an AI generalist, you need to know which AI model to use where and how, right? For that, you can quickly go to rankings here, right? And what this tool does is very interesting. It has a leaderboard and it tells you what are the AI models that are trending right now. You can see the model that is trending right now is DeepSeek version 3.1. There is a model called as Arene by Baidu, which is trending. There's a model called as QWQ, which is trending. Gemma 3N is trending, which is a 4 billion model. Magistral Medium is trending, which is by Mistral. GPT 3.5 Turbo is trending right now, which is so weird, right? These are not the AI models that we use every day as well. But these are the models that the top AI generalists are using. And these are the models that you should be playing with. In fact, if I go deeper, right? Let's say you want to do a job of marketing. Which models are the best for marketing at this point of time? I can change it to marketing and you can see these are the models that the top AI generalists in the world are using for marketing, like DeepSeek, GLM, GPT-4o, Mistral Medium, Codistral, Gemma 3. And what are all these AI models? It's weird, right? You have not even heard of all these AI models. A lot of these AI models are actually open source AI models. They are not available in tools like ChatGPT. So very few people are able to use these AI models. And if you want to know how to use these AI models so that you can play with all these, not all of this, a few of these, tomorrow I'm going to show you how to play with all these AI models as well. Today, I'm going to show you a simple tool which will help you to play with multiple AI models and not just play with multiple AI models, but actually compare results. Recently, one of this large creator in the country, I don't want to name him because I really like him as well, right? Launched a tool where if you give a single prompt, you can literally get answers from multiple AI models at once. While the tool is pretty cool, there's a similar tool like that, which is free. And I wanted to talk about that free tool where you can just give an answer and can compare the answers from multiple AI models. Would you want to know about it? A tool where you give a single prompt and it will try the answer with multiple AI models and give you back. Hell yeah? Yes? Let us do that right now. Okay, let us do that right now. The tool that I'm talking about is called as Yup AI. I'm going to share the links of all these things with you guys. Don't worry. It's called as Yup. And you know what? In this, I can literally ask anything I want and can literally compare it with multiple AI models. Let's say, let's give out the same prompt that we gave, right? For us to write an AI. And now once I've entered the prompt, you can see this. Once I've entered the prompt, I can literally choose the models that I wanted to answer, right? Let's say I want Gemini 2.5 Pro, and then I also want, let's say, Claude 4.1, let's say thinking online. And let's say I also want GPT 5 chat to give all these answers and compare all the answers as well, right? And I can, let's say, also want to use something like DeepSeek v3.1. I've added all the 4 AI models here. I've given the same prompt. I click on the send message, and you know what? It will basically trigger all these AI models at once to be able to get the answers. Look at this. Right now, you're able to see GPT 2.5 online giving us the answer by thinking about it. Right now it's thinking, while Claude 4.4 Sonnet has already given the answer right here, while GPT 2.5 is still trying to answer here. You can see this, and now all of a sudden you can compare both the answers, see which one is better, and basically play with it. For whatever reason, I'm not able. Oh, there you go. GPT-5 chat also has the answer, and DeepSeek v3.1 also has the answer. You can see I sent one prompt in this tool and was able to use Gemini, Claude, DeepSeek, and also Meta to give me all the, and also ChatGPT to give me all the answers at once. And you know what? It's completely free to use. It's completely free to use. And the way they make money is very, very interesting. They want you to give them feedback. For example, once you see answers of all the 4, right? Let's say you like this. If you say, I prefer this, and you tell why you like the preference of this, this is what will give you points. Right? You can look at this. This is what will give you points. And this is what allows you to use this tool for free going forward. So all the tool expects you to do is give it feedback. And they use this feedback to give it back to the companies so that the companies can make the AI models better. As a result, you can use this tool for free. Guys, if you think this tool is crazy, drop a comment, crazy, in the chat. Crazy in the chat if you think this is crazy. And all the heart emojis in the reactions as well. We will share links to all these tools in like the next couple of hours before the lunch break. So don't worry. Okay. We will share links to all these tools with you guys any which ways. Perfect. Now that you understood there are a lot of AI models out there and there are multiple AI models that you can play with using a tool like Yup, there is one kind of model that I want to talk about, which is very, very powerful. I'm talking about a kind of model. And the kind of model that I'm talking about right now is something called as reasoning models. What is a reasoning model? A reasoning model uses something called as chain of thought. Now you don't have to get into this complex language. What a reasoning model does, and it's very, very powerful, is that it doesn't just give you the answer. It thinks before giving you an answer. So when you give a question, it thinks like a human being. It spends the time it needs to understand and then gives you an answer. As a result, this unlocks a new paradigm of AI all of a sudden. And you know what? The reasoning models were first triggered by this company, which is a Chinese company called as DeepSeek. I'm sure a lot of you people have heard about DeepSeek, right? This is a Chinese company which started something called as reasoning models. Let's send a prompt and I'll tell you which kind of questions are great for reasoning models. You have to turn on this option called as deep think. Okay. This is a thinking model, like I said. And when I have a prompt like this, where I want AI to think hard before answering, where I say, look at this prompt, right? I said, I have 10,000 rupees to invest along with a laptop and internet access for 30 days. I'm basically telling AI, I just have 10,000 rupees to invest. I have a laptop and internet access for 30 days. I want to start a home-based business that operates online entirely without requiring me to step out. So I'm telling AI, give me a business idea that I can do while sitting at home without even stepping out. Please provide 3 business ideas with a detailed plan on how to grow my investment from 10,000 rupees to 1 lakh in 30 days. I'm literally telling AI, I have a laptop, I have 10,000 rupees. I have internet access. I cannot step out. Give me business ideas on how I can convert 10,000 rupees to 1 lakh within 30-day period. And I'm giving it more constraints. The business should not be service based. And since I have no coding skills, it should be achievable without writing code or using no code tools. So I'm basically telling I don't have any coding experience. So don't give me anything that needs coding. Additionally, the plan should not rely on running ads. I'm also saying I don't know how to run ads. I don't know how to code. I don't know how to run ads. I only have 10,000 rupees. I only have a laptop and I cannot move out of my house. Lot of constraints. Now you tell me what are the business ideas that I can use to take from 10,000 rupees to 1 lakh. Now this is a very difficult question for AI to give you an answer directly. Okay. As a result, we want AI to think before answering. As a result, that is where we use a model like reasoning model. I turn on the deep think here, which is the reasoning option of DeepSeek, and I click on the send button. You see what happens here. It doesn't just give me the answer. It is right now thinking. It is not giving me the answer. It is literally thinking right now. This is a challenging but interesting request. The user wants to turn. So it's talking to itself like a human being. Right? And finally comes up with an answer right now. The idea one is niche print on demand store, whatever. Right? There are a bunch of ideas it will come up with. Now reasoning is not only with DeepSeek. ChatGPT also has reasoning. For that, you just have to turn on thinking model here. Right now, DeepSeek started it. Let's give the same question to ChatGPT as well. And let's see how it works. You can see this. It is thinking right now. ChatGPT is also thinking. DeepSeek started it. Now everybody is doing it. Now look at this again. It is showing how it is thinking right now before it answers. And the same way, right? Grok, which is like I told you by Elon Musk. It is the company called as Grok, also has an option of doing reasoning models. It also has the option to think. I'll send this prompt and here I will just say expert. You can see this, the option of expert is selected, thinks hard using Grok 4. Okay. That is the option I selected. I click on the send button and you know what? It's gonna think right now as well. You can see this. It is currently thinking. And once the thinking is done, you can see this. ChatGPT is still thinking, guys. ChatGPT has still not given me the answer. It is still thinking. And Grok right now is also thinking. You can see this. And it gives me an option to click on this to get a quick answer. If I click on this, it will stop thinking. But for questions like this, which is very important, I want AI to think. As a result, look at this. Cryptocurrency trading could potentially achieve 10x returns in 30 days using 10,000 rupee capital. So it's exploring business ideas, right? And here ChatGPT literally thought for 53 seconds and finally came up with these ideas. AI content power pack for marketers and all of that. And it gave me a plan on how to do that as well. Rebrand and resell PLR mega bundle. I don't even know what that is. I can read about what that is, but it's giving me ideas that is possible, right? And then it says Indian festive social pack 2025 for brands and creators as well is a great idea. It's telling me how to price it, how to sell it, how to build it, and everything around it as well. And DeepSeek, let's see what it came up with. DeepSeek came up with 3 ideas as well. The first idea is a niche print on demand store, okay, which is very interesting. Second one is digital printables on Etsy, okay, and it's telling you what that is, and a curated drop shipping from Instagram. Guys, I don't even know what a bunch of these things actually mean. And that is the crazy part. It needs to come up with unique ideas that could work. Let's see what Grok is doing. Grok is still thinking. You can see how much it is thinking right now. It's also reading stuff on the internet. Guys, if you think what you're seeing is insane, drop a thumbs up in the chat. You're literally getting AI, which is at least 1,000 times smarter than an average human being, to think before answering by clicking on one button. And that is because we are using something called as reasoning. And Grok here is using Grok 4. As a result, it is thinking even now. So the more it thinks, guys, the better will be the answer. The more refined will be the answer. And that is what is happening right now. So I'm going to let Grok think more while ChatGPT and, DeepSeek was pretty good. And also, by the way, finally, after, guys, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, it spent 2 minutes 30 seconds. Grok spent 2 minutes 30 seconds thinking and finally came up with an answer where business idea one, drop shipping trendy fashion accessories via Instagram is the idea it came up with. Well, DeepSeek came up with this idea much faster, but that's okay. The plan is much more detailed. Business idea two is very interesting. Affiliate marketing for lifestyle products via YouTube Shorts. That is very, very specific. And I like how Grok is giving me day by day plan on what I need to do. Absolutely insane. Right? And let's see what's the final idea. The final idea is again something that DeepSeek came up with. Selling AI generated digital printables via Etsy, which is great. Right? That means two different tools mentioned about Etsy. So probably it's very, very good. That's why they mentioned it. But the idea that I want all of you people to understand here is, as an AI generalist, you need to know which AI tool to use for which task, which AI model to pick for which task, and what kind of AI model to pick for what. Which AI tool for which task is, hey, do you pick Gemini for this task? Do you pick ChatGPT for this task? Do you pick Claude for this task? Do you pick Grok for this task? Which task do you pick which AI model for? Is very, very important. Next, you also need to know which AI model to use where. I showed you Open Router, which has 488 AI models. You can go to rankings to understand which AI model to use where. Third, very important, is where to use reasoning and where not to use reasoning. Wherever you want AI to think more before it answers, you use reasoning. Wherever you want AI to be creative, you don't use reasoning right there. And that is how reasoning models are. And like I said, the bunch of reasoning models out there, we played with one. Now that you've played with prompting, you played with multiple AI models and everything around it, a lot of smart people must be wondering, how does AI actually work in the backend, Webhub? Because it's magic. I give a text and it gives me an output. How is this even happening? How is this magic even working out? Well, let me tell you how it works. Let me tell you the magic of when you input something inside of ChatGPT, how do you magically get an output and what works in the back end of it? Because that's very important, right? And let us decipher the magic of that. Let's say, if I go to ChatGPT, right? And let's say I say, explain me LLMs like I'm a 5-year-old. And I'm going to select a regular auto model. And I'm just saying, explain me LLMs like I'm 5-year-old. When I click on send button, right? And it starts answering right away. How does this even work? How does ChatGPT know exactly what to answer me every time I ask a question? How does it work in the backend? It's important for all of you guys to know. And that's what I want to talk about next, because playing with all these AI models is great. But knowing how it works in the backend allows you to get the most out of AI models. As an AI generalist, it's not just about knowing how to use an AI tool or an AI model. It's also about knowing how it works in the backend. If you know how it works in the backend, you can get more out of these AI models. Okay. And that is what we will do right now. So let me break down what happens in the backend. Guys, so when you go to ChatGPT and you enter a text like this, explain me LLMs like I'm a 5-year-old. The first thing that ChatGPT does in the backend before giving you a response, this is the process that ChatGPT does in the backend. The step one is it does something called as tokenization. You have to understand one thing. AI doesn't understand English. It only understands zeros and ones. So it is a process that it follows to give you the text. And in that, step number one is tokenize. The moment you send a word like explain large language models to me like I'm a 5-year-old, it breaks it down into smaller text blocks, something called as tokens. You can see this coloring. Explain is one token. Large is one token. Language is one token. Models is one token. Two is one token. You can see the color scheme, right? So it's breaking down the long sentence into smaller bits, which is called as tokens. This allows it to understand what is important in this part of text that you have sent. The step one, it breaks down your text into something called as token, and the process called as tokenization. Step two is what it does is it converts the text into something called as embeddings. Like I told you, AI doesn't understand text. It only understands zeros and ones. So it converts the text that you have sent in a language that it understands, right? That is a word explain. it will be translated into an array of string like this. You won't understand what that is, but AI understands what that is. So it's translating that into a language that AI understands, which is called as embeddings. So explain for AI looks like this. 0.13, 0.24, bunch of numbers. Basically, it's an array of numbers. Large looks something like this. But you don't need to know how it's converting. It uses an algorithm to convert this. Okay. But first, it breaks down the text. Next, it converts into numbers like this, which is called as embeddings. Once it has converted into numbers, now it can literally understand in some form or fashion what you're asking. The step 3 does is something called as self-attention. Instead of trying to understand everything that you have said, it tries to focus on the most important parts of the text. In this case, it tries to understand that, okay, the user is saying large language models, and the user is also saying, like I'm a 5-year-old, explain like I'm a 5-year-old. So instead of looking at everything that you have sent, it uses the attention mechanism to focus on things that are the most important right now by reading the embeddings that we created on step number 2. And step number 3, like I said, is focus on the right things. That's what AI does, and it's called as self-attention. Once it has done that, what AI does on step number 4, it is that it predicts an answer. So there's a reason why it's called as generative AI, because it predicts the next word every single time. You see, the way AI works is very, very interesting. It doesn't know what it is supposed to answer you. It literally only knows what is the next word that is supposed to come. For example, when I say, imagine you have a super smart robo friend who has read every dash. If I tell you, what is the word that you will put here? Imagine a super smart robo friend who has read every dash. A lot of people are saying book. Okay. What else? Article. Okay. What else? Code. Interesting. What else? Information. Newspaper. Magazine. Novel. Website. That's awesome. Every mind. Okay. You see, every web page, every data. You see how we are able. It's not a single answer, guys. A lot of every script, people have said book, word, bank, article, web page, data. There could be a bunch of words that would come right next to this. AI's job is to predict something that has a highest chance of success. In this case, imagine you have a super smart robo friend who has read every single book. So that is the prediction it is doing. What is the next best word after this out of possibly bunch of words? An AI that predicts the best basically is a better AI. And finally, once it has predicted, it puts all the response together to give you a single output. And guys, this is how AI works. When you send a text like explain me LLMs like I'm a 5-year-old, it first converts into tokens, where it converts that into small pieces of text. Once it has converted into tokens, it converts each of these tokens into numerical values, which is called as embeddings, so it can understand what is inside of it, because AI cannot understand text. Once it looked at the numbers, it understands what is there. It uses the transformer mechanism to focus on the right words, which is called as the attention mechanism as well. It focuses on the right words to understand what the user needs, and then its job is to predict the next word every single time. It just predicts one word at a time, and the AI that can predict the best is going to be the best AI model out there. And finally generates the whole response and shares it with you. You guys understood how AI works in the backend? Drop a heart in the reaction so that I know all of us are on the same page. Brilliant. Brilliant. Now that you know how AI works in the backend and how generative AI actually works, you are much ahead than everybody else. You know which AI tool to use. You know a tool where you can compare multiple AI responses. You also know how to do the prompt in the right way. You also know how to get AI to do the research on your behalf and give you the answers. And you also know how AI works in the backend. Crazy, right? And it's just been 90 minutes since we have started. But you know what? Generative AI models are not just about text. With AI, you can also generate things like images, videos, and whatnot. Remember level 3 that I showed you in the roadmap, where level 1 and level 2 was all about text, and level 3 was about generating images, videos, and audio and everything around it. You know what? We have a full session dedicated on this, on how you can use images and videos and audio, everything to put together something. And there'll be a bunch of tools that will happen. This session will happen post lunch and where we'll go deep dive into it. So don't worry about it. I don't want to spend time showing you Blakey tools here because there's a full 1.5 hours dedicated for this. In fact, after lunch, you will end up learning how to make a video like this.
Where the frost bites sharp and the stars ignite, a palace blooms in the endless white. Arctic lotus, a dream so
So
rare.
how many of you guys want to learn how to make a video like this? It's all AI generated, guys, using bunch of AI tools. Yes, everybody is like me. We have a dedicated session for this after the lunch break, where you learn how to build a video like this. Not exactly this video. We'll ask you what video you want to learn or what video you want to make, and we're going to be teaching this in the next session. Okay, so stick around. I'm loving the energy that everybody wants to learn how to do this. Like I told you, things are only going to get better as we spend more time. So folks, okay. So folks, what we have done so far is we've learned how to do prompting. We have learned how to play with multiple AI models. We know how to play with reasoning models as well. We know how AI works in the back end. And we have also played with literally 5 different AI assistants already. Right now, it is time for us to go beyond of AI assistants into specialized AI tools. I told you in level 1, there's something important that you need to learn. That is, you need to know which is the right AI tool to use for a right task. And you know what? There are hundreds of thousands of AI tools out there which can help you to do a lot of things. Things like how can you use AI inside of Excel? How can you use AI to do data analysis? How can you use AI to reply to your emails? How can you use AI to summarize a web page for you and you can